So I'm going to assume that because you're process driven, you don't wing it. You've got your checklist. You've got an approach that ensures that nothing falls through the cracks. Does that help both a financial professional and his or her clients identify the blind spots?
Definitely.
And tip them past any area of procrastination where they feel compelled to take action?
Yeah, and I think it is hugely important, and it's a balance, because I always do start with that checklist, and it doesn't always seem natural for clients, and it seems sort of systematic and, I have to fill out this checklist, but I only make sure that's a starting point, and I don't ask clients ever to get into what I feel should be my job, which is the client conversation and the more complicated question: who should be your executor? What's the role of an executor? I don't put that on my checklist. But if I don't ask, if I miss, are you a Canadian resident? Do you have a child with a disability? If I miss something like that, which it's impossible to go over all of those hard facts, so to speak, in a 1 hour meeting, or sometimes they're several hours, or we'll have several meetings. But if I miss something like that, we can sort of inadvertently gloss over something hugely important and maybe miss doing a trust with something in an estate plan. So although I do have those written checklists and the more formulaic part of the plan, I always make sure too that I develop that relationship with my clients. And I think that's what's really important to me, is that we also develop that connection.
Okay, that's great. And I'm going to assume that in terms of the motivation for the client, part of your balance is not just in the technical, but you talk about charitable giving, and you talk about some of the sort of bigger picture elements. I'm going to assume that you're a goals-based professional, that you get very clear on what their aspirations are around legacy and family dynamics, and then create the alignment between those aspirations and the things that need to get done.
Definitely. Yeah, and that's what it's all about. And sometimes it gets complicated and messy, because especially in second marriages, mixed blended families, those are all things that there's an added level of complexity.